Welcome to the semifinals, folks. This is our Pokemon Labs League Challenge. We have reached our top 4. This is to gain a spot in the finals. And we have, I think it's kind of a very symbolic thing. We have one of the most common teams in the meta versus a very outlandish team that has been doing insanely well. And it is Jesus Coronel versus Thomas Park. And Jesus, right now, I believe 5-1, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, after that last round.
With a Bruxish. Bruxish! Thomas Park bringing in the most common team, which is the team that did very well, the Tang team, as it's been labeled, which has got both first and second at San Antonio. And it's still kicking around here.
Which is funny, because that team probably would have been considered not super out there, but a little unusual before getting first and second at San Antonio. But
Literally.
That's how quickly the meta can change for stuff like this.
Yeah, and I think here we were just kind of theory crafting about how this match could go. You're going to see Jesus on the left with Kyogre, NDD female. Spoiler, this one does not have psychic terrain. Roaring Moon, Landorus Incarnate, Scissor, and Bruxish. Thomas on the right with Calyrex Ice, Landorus Incarnate, Amoonguss, Urshifu Rapid, Roaring Moon, and Ogerpon Hearthline.
Yeah. And one thing that's fun is that with Thomas on stream now, we have had all of our top 8 competitors on stream at some point today.
Which is crazy.
Which is absolutely crazy.
Very rare. Quick lock-ins for both, but what I was saying is...
And that might be because, sorry to cut you off, it might be because they did play earlier in Swiss, which Jesus won 2-1.
Yes, and it is always when you're playing against someone that you've already played against, you have a lot of information to keep. But I was talking about, like, this lead here for Jesus, I think is the correct lead. If we're going to see Roaring Moon and Amoonguss here for Thomas' side, and then Kyogre Roaring Moon for Jesus. That's what I was going to mention. I don't know if there's anything on Thomas' side that just is like, hey, what happens if I just go Tail and Water Spout? Like, there's not a lot that can
I think this is honestly the perfect counter for that on Thomas' side, because I do think that, one, these Pokemon can do something about it, and 2, I don't necessarily think they instantly fold.
Yeah, I think
but they might.
Good.
They might instantly fold, but I think if anything is going to not instantly fold to Tailwind Water Spout, Terra Water Water Spout, Voice Specs in Rain, it's this.
Yeah.
We'll see if Thomas is going to be able to actually do anything. Because if he can't, then this series is just over.
Yeah.
There's no way that both these Pokemon are going to get knocked out right out of this.
I think there's one interesting play. If both of these take it, I think what you do with your Thomas is Tailwind and obviously Spore. Kind of banking on the fact... Yeah, we're going to see Tailwind. The Spore here is what's going to be kind of important. The Amoonguss, I think, does take this Water Spout, but does the Roaring Moon? I think it will barely. Yeah, both of them.
Wow, they both barely do take it. And
ooh, removing Kyogre's main source of damage.
Yeah, although that does free it up from having to use Voice Specs again. And we'll get put to sleep. But I think, I mean, to a degree, I wonder how much of it is damage has been done. Because now you do get to get rid of the Amoonguss. The Roaring Moon might be able to get a Tailwind up in return, but again, you've already done nearly 2 full health bars worth of damage, and you took a little bit of damage and you wasted your Terra in return.
This is a very good switch-in, though. Okay, you can just sack it as Amoonguss, that's fine. I was going to say, you can switch it into something else. I guess you don't really need Amoonguss at this point.
Well, and a lot of the stuff you could switch in does not want to eat a knockoff right now.
Question is, who do you click Acrobatics on? I assume the Kyogre, because you're gonna...
I think you actually click Tailwind. No, you click Acrobatics right now.
I think it was a Mirror Tailwind on the other... no, it was not.
To say, it couldn't have been.
That's why. That is why. Okay, here's the thing now. You gotta go... I think you gotta click Terra Fairy so you don't get brutalized by knockoff.
Yeah.
And then hope your Kyogre stays asleep this turn. If it does... You're able to now start sweeping with Icicle Craft. With Glacial Lance. If not, if the Kyogre wakes up, very bad position.
Yeah. It's gonna be awkward. It's gonna be awkward, that's for sure. A turn 1 wake up would certainly make things difficult for Thomas. Yeah, there's the Terra. I hope that for Jesus' sake that he would read this and try to take out the Roaring Moon. Just get it out of the way, get down to the last 2 Pokemon.
I feel like actually keeping the Roaring Moon would be kind of Yeah, that's
No, I'll protect it anyway.
You don't really need Roaring Moon up at the moment. It is faster than the Kyogre under Tailwind. Acrobatics, yeah, it was a good call.
And I mean, it's not like anything would have done a whole lot into Cali. So.
You're banking on Origin.
Kyogre, asleep for turn 2.
And you know what that means? Trick Room! Everybody's favorite move on the horse. This is a very good spot for Thomas. You are free to just click Glacial Lance, Glacial Lance, Glacial Lance, and then I think partner it up with an Acrobatics with your Roaring Moon onto Jesus' Roaring Moon.
Yeah. This will finish off these 2 Pokemon. The question is, what will happen after this? Jesus does have 2 Pokemon in the back, and I don't know, I'm a Scissor fan.
Scissor is, let me just say, it's a choice by Scissor.
Yeah.
Bullet Punch.
Yeah.
Technician.
Yeah.
Into a Fairy type Calyrex.
Yeah.
That is exactly the mon you need to bring out.
And it also might not fold to a single Glacial Lance.
I don't think it will. I think
it'll be +2, so that'll be a lot, but it might honestly take it.
You're good. I mean, obviously the Landers is kind of in a...
you have to protect your first turn and
so
play around it a little bit, but I mean, the question is, how much do you do to this Calyrex right now?
It's going to come out of the Bullet Punch, the Calc, and then if you do survive it, and the Acrobatics from Roaring Moon is able to pick up, it's pretty much over. We also have one more Pokemon on Thomas' side, which we don't know, and if it is something with priority, and we're going to find out. We're going to find out what that is.
Ogre. Ogerpon. That's actually a pretty good one.
Oh!
Because it makes this really difficult for Bullet Punch.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I didn't even think about that play. That was a very good play there.
And Follow Me does beat out the Bullet Punch priority-wise, so...
And that is the lock into Bullet Punch for the rest of the game. I think at this point, you just spam Glacial Lance. It's still going to do a decent chunk, even though it's resistant on Hard Flame. This is a choice ban. So yeah, you just gotta go for it. And Follow Me's gonna go ahead and
Follow Me. I mean, we'll see how much this does. First of all, there's the Bullet Punch into the Ogerpon. Yeah, not a whole lot. Calyrex, Glacial Lance. Yeah, that's the problem, is that your Lander is gonna get taken out immediately. Scissor still takes pretty good damage to it, but I mean, it ate that hit. It didn't get knocked out immediately. If it wasn't at +2, then it'd be in an okay spot. But yeah. I mean, we turn back around to the start of things as Thomas Park takes the 1-0 lead. We turn back to the start of things, and your question was, what does Thomas do? Not to put you on the spot, but your question was,
you're right.
What does Thomas do about Tailwind Water Spout? And this is it.
That was the answer.
Take the hit, you incapacitate the Kyogre, you put Calyrex in a position to start sweeping.
Yeah.
And now you go the other direction. You say, okay, what does Jesus need to do to stop Calyrex from getting out of hand?
I think it's
and even to get out of the way of those 2 Pokemon, because I think nothing but those 2 Pokemon can eat that hit. Maybe I doubt that Calyrex can take that.
It's a tough matchup still for Thomas, because you have so much offensive pressure from Jesus right away. It could have been a roll as well. I mean, I do think you've got to bring in the same 3 of Kyogre, Roaring Moon, Scissor.
Yeah. I want to see Indeedee.
I actually think Indeedee.
We talked about this beforehand as well, and I think what's funny that we kind of talked about was that Amoonguss, and yeah, I swear he's not listening to us. Spore into Indeedee. It will make Indeedee fall asleep, but Indeedee has synchronized. It means that Amoonguss will fall asleep. It's not magic bounce, it's not any of that. It doesn't bounce back the Spore. It just makes Amoonguss fall asleep. And so if you Follow Me, get a Spore onto you, knock that back into the Amoonguss, things are different. It is going to be Kyogre and Indeedee here. And now, I mean, Indeedee has to feel pretty good to click Follow Me.
There's one thing. How much does knockoff do into Indeedee?
It's not going to knock out.
I don't think so.
Couldn't possibly.
I don't think so. I think, honestly, you protect the Amoonguss and go for a Tailwind, and then... I don't know if you need Tailwind here. It's obviously going to go for Follow Me. I think kind of just double up. Try and get rid of the Indeedee, but then it's tricky with the Scissor going for Bullet Punches in the back. This is a much better lead. for Jesus right now, because Thomas has to really think carefully about the best possible option in the span of 45 seconds, and that's not a lot of time to think about how do I survive this hit and ensure a Spore gets off, or a knockoff gets off.
Yeah. Well, and I wonder how much Thomas has thought about the Spore interaction right now, because he might just make his Amoonguss fall asleep.
Yeah.
We'll see.
It might be worth it, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, if you get the follow me off of the NBD, that could genuinely be worth it.
Like, legit, if you just go for the Spore onto the Kyogre, which gets follow me, and then you protect your Roaring Moon, you get a knockoff on the Kyogre, which is really important to remove its especially after its Terra. Yeah, it's important to remove its choice specs.
Although at the same time, Amoonguss will get dropped down to, like, almost no HP.
Yeah, so, like, I mean, it kind of did its job last time. I think it's fine to go ahead and just...
There's the Water Spout.
I assume we're going to go ahead and see a Spore. Again, barely.
It's so close. It has to be put together to take those hits. There's the Spore. And NDD's asleep. And the Synchronite? What?
Huh?
Does that not work? Now I'm curious. What?
wait.
Huh? What?
Acidity does have synchro. It's correct.
We'll figure this out between games. I thought that would have worked.
Nope. Spore doesn't affect grass types.
Spore doesn't affect grass types.
And that's why Synchronize doesn't work.
I know Spore doesn't affect grass types, but I thought the Synchronize would have just been it does the what's it called? It does the status.
Same effect back, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't do the same effect back, it just gives you the status.
Yes. Phew, okay, we got that settled. I was really confused on that as well. And now the NDD is asleep in the position. Ogerpon. Okay, here's the thing. Ogerpon's in a interesting spot because it can hit the Scissor for really good damage, but it is in the range. So I think the question now becomes who does Thomas Terra? If you Terra the Ogerpon, you may remove the Scissor. I think, though, the best bet, go for the Terra onto Roaring Moon, because that way Scissor has to then choose what to do, and then this is, yeah, here's the Terra. If this is Terra Fly, I think you remove Kyogre, and then you've knocked Jesus down into just the last 3 Pokemon, which is huge, because the main source of damage has been this Kyogre. And if you can neutralize that, Scissor is the only thing left, and that's not great into Ogerpon.
I apologize to anyone who's been yelling this in chat. I found out the answer. Synchronize doesn't work on sleep, period.
It doesn't work on sleep?
It doesn't work on sleep. I'm learning this for the first time. There's the knockout with the Terra flying, Roaring Moon onto the Kyogre.
Thank you, chat, for telling us that.
No, I found that out myself.
Thank you,
Chat was probably really mad, so
Thank
I'm
you, Dennis, for finding that out.
In any case, I missed everything that happened in the last 30 seconds.
Basically, Terra Flying, Roaring Moon.
Yeah, we've got the Terra Flying, Roaring Moon. Amoonguss is out of the way now. Calyrex still has the opportunity to get in here, but at the same time, it just is a bit different, especially now that the Terra's been burned. Bug Bite is an option for Scissor when it comes back in, as long as you can get the Roaring Moon out of the way.
I think right now, if you're Thomas, your best bet is to just go, be like, I'm going to chip until... so actually, it's the Roaring Moon swap instead.
That is surprising because a knockoff could be scary.
But, I mean, I think Acrobatics is probably going to come
Acrobatics is the stronger move, and Follow Me will also,
I think that's gonna be very good here. I honestly think right now that is exactly the play that you need. Acrobatics is still going to do a lot. And not as much as I thought, because of that's one thing. Roaring Moon doesn't actually do a ton of damage with Acrobatics unless you Terra it.
Yeah.
It's still good, but now at this point, you're free to just go follow me and then be like, hi, I'm going to click Glacial Lance. I don't think it's going to help because I think Glacial Lance is outcoming here. I think it's going to be Follow Me.
Yeah, it could be Trick Room, but nice to Follow Me.
I don't think you'd want to Trick Room with Scissor back, and Roaring Moon being your last go.
I don't think it's a terrible idea. There's the Acrobatics. It's about half.
Oh, there's Trick Room.
Yeah, I think the Trick Room makes sense. And I think this is a fast NDD, comparatively. Like, I don't think it's a minimum every.
I mean, I think here you're fine to... Oh, there's a play here for Thomas that is super important. Glacial Lance removes the Moon. I think we saw that. Yeah. Ivy Cudgel. That Scissor goes down, and it's NDD with Fake Out as its only attacking option. So if both of these Pokemon go down on Jesus' side, it is over.
Yeah, and that's what makes this Indeedee a little bit awkward, because protecting the Roaring Moon here, decent play. What do you do then? What do you accomplish?
The thing is, if the Roaring Moon's able to survive the hit and remove the Ogerpon, this is a game that Scissor really likes, because you're free to go for bullet punches regardless of the Trick Room into a Roaring Moon that is in health. Like you'll probably take it. I do actually like this. I like that play. I do like that play. That's probably Jesus' best possible play, because now you ignore the Hearth Flame damage. But you're still going to get hit with Scourge Blade.
But at the same time, Scissor eats this. The Ivy Cudgel will actually finish off the Indeedee, but I think that... this is awkward now, because what is Scissor's best damage against this collective of Pokemon? What will allow it to knock out all... three of his remaining Pokemon?
I think, personally, it's Bug Bite.
The answer Bug Bite?
I think there's a really nice play, which is the Bug Bite into the Ogerpon slot.
Or is it like Bullet? Because
I think it's Bug Bite. I think you Bug Bite.
Calyrex protects.
I think you Bug Bite into the.
This could actually be kind of noteworthy, because it's Bug Bite. But what does Ogerpon do here? It Ivy Cudgels into the Scizor. Oh! That's tough. That's probably going to be it.
I thought Bug Bite into the Hearth Flame and then protect the Roaring Moon. Calyrex can't really touch you, and then you're able to Bug Bite again while the Trick Room's still up.
Yeah.
It would have been close regardless, but I see the play there. I see what
even then, I'm pretty sure the Calyrex underspeeds you, and so you get hit by 2 of them, and I don't know if you're able to get out of that.
And now it's 2-on-1. Roaring Moon still had a lot more HP, so Bug Bite would have done it. And Thomas Park advancing to the final 2-0. The Tang team still works, folks. The Tang team still works. That Tang team has been the bane of so many players' existence. I think
it's so difficult to put together everything to deal with it, because it's like, oh, I want to go fast because the team is kind of slow, and you lead with like Tailwind, Water Spout, and do a bunch of damage, and it has just enough bulk to get through that, and then you're like, okay, I'm going to play this a bit slower, I'm not going to let myself get completely whatevered, and then Roaring Moon goes really fast and hits you with a bunch of damage and stuff.
It's crazy, because with this team, Thomas Park was able to completely understand the basis of this team, which is speed control, right? I know when to Tailwind, I know when to Trick Room. And that is what helped. And not only that, you're getting these Pokemon that, like Calyrex, Ice, and Roaring Moon, which still deal a ton of damage while providing that speed control, in addition to offensive support like the Hearth Flame, which we saw do very good damage. It's just a really, really well-balanced team. Huge props to both players for semifinals. That's 10 points a pop in championship points, so congratulations to both of them. We'll see Thomas Park again in just a moment. It looks like the last match just finished up. It's Lucy versus Michael. Whoever wins that will be facing Thomas in just a few minutes.
Is it?
It's Michael. So it's Michael versus Thomas when we come back.